Alright, before we jump into this next run, I do have one quick donation to read, and it's $20 from Hobtor that says, "Thanks again for having me at Speedromizer. As promised, here's the $20 for the 2 306s or better laps." And this went towards the Resident Evil 3 randomizer race and the costume choice for Regina from Dino Crisis. Mageius, take it away.
We can all hit me. DJ, everybody else, thanks for having me. Just checking to make sure the settings are correct. Deleting my file, not one. Thank you all for donating for the HD version of this. Anyway, we're going to be using Roy here. So I guess whenever we're ready, I'll start with explaining the, well, it's Robotech's based off an old 80s franchise, which is based off of 3 different animes. I guess I'll try to explain more during the run, but I'll give the host and all of you a countdown. DJ, you ready?
Oh, I'm very ready.
Okay then, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the reason we choose Roy for this one is, unlike the normal version of the game, there is well, you'll see, but the show, as I said, is based off of 3 old animes: Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, Super Dimensional Fortress Hyper Cavalry Southern Cross, and Genesis Chamber. I forget the last part of it, but as you can see here, we have a Robotech, also known as a Valkyrie, in Macross, and basically it transforms into 3 different forms. We will be sticking to the Guardian form for the most part, which is the hybrid between the fighter version and the robot, the battle mode. The main reason for that is, well, you'll see in a bit, but unlike a normal side-scroller shoot-'em-up, we can touch the ground while we're in this mode, so being able to avoid taking a lot of damage is very useful. Also allows us to lean into some of the ground to avoid some damage. So early on, we're going to take out some of these, going to manipulate these quickly so I can save time and not have to get the triple shot early, because this is time-based versus number of shot-based. So we want to get rid of these battle pods down at the bottom. I'll try to explain the story as best as I can over the time, but long and short of it, at the start of the show, the world is getting over a great war, which ended in a single night thanks to an alien ship crash landing on the planet. And the story picks up with the first... Basically, it's been 10 years since that happened. Earth is basically at peace. It's the day of them fixing the technology, you know, up and having it as a new ship called the Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. Well, named Macross City for the city that grew up around it. After that, it's like during that, when they launched it, they had the alien race that was the ship's original owners come in. The Zentradi, they're part of the reason why that they have a giant robot form, because they're 50 feet tall, and the only thing that they know is war. I might add that also highly recommend checking out the original series that this was based off of, as they are very good, and Macross is one of the largest robot-based mecha anime out there. It helped pioneer the transforming mecha genre. Okay, so we'll want to go here. Try not to take a death, but if it happens, use the fact that we have a lot of iframes to really take advantage of those to get extra EXP. Because even if you kill an enemy by running into it, you still get the EXP, and iframes are good. If you have anything like this, DJ, feel free at any point.
So, nothing yet. But yeah, this looks like a really great game. I'm glad we got to showcase it at a Speedromizer.
It's a good game for actually learning the basics, both it and the normal version. HD version is slightly harder than the GBA version, but each of the characters has their own unique, specs, stats, so it makes a difference on that one, and it also is a great way to learn, like, hey, I need to think about where I'm going, I need to think about, like, how I'm going to move, like, what's coming up, But it really is a great way to learn just like how to handle these types of speedruns. Avoid that, do that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Do fly up here so I can avoid that one. Stop that there, fire a missile there. That one, I want the laser for specifically one of the giant pods coming up, which, if you notice, I took care of it before it even came on screen. Which, at present, the main enemies you'll see are these fighter pods here, for now. The battle pods, which are on the ground, and then the commander pods, which you've seen me destroy at least 2 of them, are the ones that have the giant lasers. But anyway, so we're basically going to take things slowly here, just slowly make our way to the actual boss of the stage. There's not always a boss on each stage, but stage 1 does have one. And I will point out that you will almost never see me take a point of stat. You'll never see me use the stat for speed and piloting. This is because speed, essentially, all it really does is basically make it so that when we are in the Battleoid form, which I'll quickly stop here to show you, which slows down and lets you pause the action, basically, speed basically determines how fast that moves, whereas piloting is how fast you move in the fighter and the guardian mode. And we're at the first boss here. We want to start getting close as anything and just start firing our missiles at it, avoiding its attacks. Fun fact, in the original version, we would not have access to the 1 health, the actual health and the part and the missile reload during the boss fight. Want to slowly move down here. Slowly aim for it. Try to get the quick... not get the quick kill before it, appeared. But anyway, we want to turn back into fighter mode and hang the top right corner because of it being a slightly faster animation to get through there. Now, with those two, I want to take both stamina and I want to take strength. Strength because of stronger fire, and stamina, well, because we're going to need it. Now, Blitzkrieg. Essentially, after the SDF-1, basically after the Zentradi attacked, the SDF-1 managed to escape using a hyperspace fold, but appeared, basically very far out in the solar system, so at present they're trying to get back home. They also took a chunk of Macross City with it, so they not only have to deal with having the military officers on board, but also having a civilian population. Yes, because even stuff like Star Trek, having civilians on a ship is a thing. However, unlike Star Trek, they also have, you see a bit more of the humanity side of stuff. Also, best way to describe Macross, because basically this is the part of the franchise from it. It's got a lot of music, it's got a lot of other stuff. And oh yes, basically Love on the Battlefield, idol music. It's a very good franchise and something I'm very glad they finally were able to bring to the West after long legal debates between Robotech and Macross, and I'm not even going to go into that one, but let's just say the added Snowball's Chance in Hell happened when they finally made peace for that. A few years back. Anyway, we'll avoid these here. Fly perfectly like that. Avoid some of that one. Wait to get the triple shot here. But
you have time for a quick donation?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so we have we have an $18 donation from Wolfman2000, who has no comment, but put all of that towards the Resident Evil 3 randomizer race with DJ Fatso. That is currently sitting at $241.50 out of the $300 needed. So we're about $59.50 away, or no, we're at $58.50 away from meeting that goal. So if you want to see that race, get your donations in today.
And just to show you, that's an example of one of the rare times you will see me use the Battleoid mode to basically prevent myself from getting sniped by the giant amount of enemies. And as I said, whenever you see me take a death, you'll see me immediately switch to the fighter mode to actually use the fact of the increased speed to what is essentially screen clear using my ship while with iframes. Because free EXP and the fact that one of the major differences between the HD version and the original version is that being able to do that without having to slightly take a bit of knockback means it's a very, very, very viable strategy for just completely screen clearing. And we're getting through this one nice and easy. I've got 6 lives, so I can take a few more risky strategies. Which you may think that's something that you would normally, you know, be concerned about anyway. But at the same point, because of how this game works, even with this many lives, you still can't, you know, actually think you're safe, as you'll see coming up. Move there, there, that, move down here. As you can see, like, you may think, the fact that this HD version, you know, shouldn't be at, you know, should just be about the same as the original. But then you realize they made a lot more screen real estate for us to have to deal with. That there, dodge there. And that, avoid enemy 3 shots. Get rid of some of the shots there. Yeah, be annoyed that I took a death there, but nothing you can do for that one there. Fly up and around. I believe there's some health coming up. Fly up and around again. There, that. I mean, these types of speedruns, you normally would want to work with lag reduction as well as making sure you can survive. If you've ever seen any of the more vertical shooter type runs, you can start to see just exactly like how the how some of the tech is shared. And like this, I will clear everything like that, and we're due through the second stage. With 3 lives, about 32,000 EXP, which means equivalent of taking at least 1 upgrade, which I will be taking the power and the extra strength right now. Don't need to save, but I do need to slowly press the advanced text here, because this is our first actual isometric level. Now, you may notice we are in what is a asteroid. We have reached Mars, and we are going through, you know, as I said, still trying to get back. Roy here is the commander of Skull Squad. I guess I really haven't explained, you know, the main characters yet. Roy is a veteran. He taught Rick, one of the other characters, you know, a lot of what he did. A lot of, you know, like, Roy is a veteran from the actual Civil War. You know, it's like, it's hard to explain everything on that one story-wise, while trying to make sure that the reason why we take this particular asteroid is because of what I just did there. So, unlike the original, there's some wiggle room to getting into some of the actual enemy lander hit boxes. So, being able to, thank you enemy, you saved me a little bit of time so I don't have to run around and get that health. But you see that enemy that's chasing us that is launching a lot of bullets at us? So this specialty is that. And because of that, swing down here, up here, around. Did not want that to happen. But oh well. Basically, if you notice how the one enemy pod was shooting in 8 directions, so this asteroid has that as its actual special ability. So because we can basically clip in slightly to those landers, we can outright just hit them 8 times in a single special attack. Meaning that it's a lot more easy to get rid of the enemies. And with clearing my health, I am going to want to run over here and get the actual health. Okay, game. Thank you for going. Now I have to play even more cautiously and hope to help not die. Pardon the language there. But we still take damage even after clearing this stage. So I've got to make sure to not take a hit there. 49, take the stamina because of being at 0 lives right now. Luckily, you notice me not saving. That is because the game allows us to back out to the main menu without losing any of our progress, which is very nice. Savings really only needed for the fact of if you're going to close the game. And here we have stuck inside one of the Strati ships, and we're trying to make it way out. I might add one of the reasons why the attack is all they know is war. When they try to infiltrate the SDF-1, they start learning that, hey, war's not the only way. They, start seeing stuff like music and how other stuff can be, more than just war. They were picking up one of the best actual shots in the giant thing for a lot of damage. What was there? That there. If you have anything to chime in, DJ, feel free.
In terms of chiming in, I got nothing, but why don't we talk a little bit about
there, so we can get
who we are raising money for.
Triple shot there. Want to do that there, that there, fire that there. And so we'll hover over this way, fire down here, sweep low, fire some shots there, get rid of the missiles. Be glad I'm back to one extra life, and hope the heck did not take a death, because I'm gonna need that life for the next stage. I do not play carefully here. Well, I do, but I don't. Avoid taking damage there because, surprise, the next stage is going to be a pain. Not even joking. The girls and everybody viewing. So we'll fly up here, take those out, fly down here, manage everything perfectly. Don't die. Good, I've got 2 lives now. Gonna need it. Up from low. Okay, that might make the next stage a little dicey, but yeah. This means I'll have to take stamina if I've got it. Haven't. Okay, so I'm going in. Now this is something I will take a save at. Bursting point. I've got to be quiet for this one. This stage is a bit brutal. And this is the most likely time I will have a game over if I have a game over. As I said, this stage is going to be a pain. This is generally where a lot of my possible estimate for possibly dying could be because of lives. I'll hug here, do that there. Perfectly here. Down low to avoid a lot of the stuff. Take that. Just realized I missed the health. Gotta be pretty, but it'll be a finished stage 5. Picking up the extra life. That one. Take the extra power now. Hopefully you're all enjoying this. As I said, and this is the reason why I do not mass fast there. Story-wise, they made it back to Earth. Roy nobly sacrificed himself to help save SDF-1. It's is what it is. But so now we have another one of the isometric stages. You'll notice me actually adjusting it so I don't take a death here. Using our actual Destroid here, our preferred one. This is one of the best reasons why you'll see this, because we'll start being able to melt away enemies and the landers that we have to get rid of. I'm going to do a hybrid approach here. Going with the, Okay, game, you're gonna be that way, aren't you? It's all covered in my estimate. So we go for there. I want to go this way. So because I'm down to 0 lives, I'm going to take it nice and easy to make sure I do not take F on that one. Other than playing the pure fastest way I would love to. Better safe than sorry. Go down here. Go over here. Avoid dying. Come on, almost at the health. Save an extra second by using the fact that we can't speed to the main menu. I know I'm screwing up more than I'd like, but 1 life. Normally I'd want at least 2 lives, but it is what it is.
Gotta say, this is still a really solid run from you.
It's a good game. It's, as I said though, oh wait, forgot I was able to actually avoid taking the damage there. So used to actually taking some damage there. Which, speak of the devil, in the game will do that. So I'll go back and get the health now. The game, it's fun, it's good, and it is still a great way to learn these types of run. So now that forward, I'll take this, head up that way. Use the fact that I can shoot from there to help manage, avoid taking damage. Take the fact of those things there. Aim myself perfectly here. Get annoyed again. Use our iframes to tank a little bit of damage. There we go. Having to go pick up the extra health here, because I've got to make sure I do not take a death. Which the game is going to most likely cause. Because being at 0 lives is very, very, very risky. Gotta move here, there. That there. I'll have to swap the order for what I normally do, because this one has a health refill here. Come on. Just don't die, maze. Maybe it's 0 lives, but you can avoid it. We're gonna hang down here and avoid the use that spawn on that one and to avoid everything else. Notice I said hope. Come on. Said this game is a lot harder than it looks, and I'm showing exactly why the estimate is what it is. You may wonder why we don't take the other actual Destroids. It's because the whole fact of the fact that we are able to just melt these in this way just saves so much time. So now up this way, over here. It's all in my estimate for how this game can be, and for just in case stuff like this happened. Want to get rid of that one. Want to fire ahead so I can snag that ahead of time. Fire that there. But just out of its actual damage range. Head down here, grab the health. Over here. Wait, tag that one so I can go back and pick up the ammo. With lowered health, well, not that many lives, I've got to play a lot more conservative than I'd like. See the enemy that spawns in there. Those enemies there can be very dangerous. Come on, avoid it, please. So close to the health, I can just paste it. And there we go, there's Battle Hymn. So we want to definitely, in this case, take the extra stamina instead of the other stuff. Also, get ready to enjoy Force of Arms. Basically, it's a party that joined Earth. You know, them plus the remaining Robotech Defense Force have joined together to defend Earth for one last battle. Also, get ready to enjoy some music from the show. In this case, I'm taking the extra health to make sure that I do not take a death here. And although it may look like this is, you know, that I'm doing bad, it's a more of a, this is basically the game sometimes. That I mean, it can be brutal sometimes. That there, avoid that there. Just realized I got tagged by a few enemies, more than I wanted. Glad that I got the extra life now. If you feel like chiming in, if anything, DJ, feel free.
Here, let me unmute myself on both ends. Just real quick, I'd like to talk about who we're raising money for, which is the Trevor Project. Trevor Project is the world's leading suicide prevention and crisis intervention for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people. They work to save lives by providing support through free and confidential suicide prevention and crisis intervention programs on platforms where young people spend their time. A 24/7 phone lifeline, chat, text, and through Trevor Space. They also provide public education, engage in advocacy efforts, and develop research. With your donations, we can help the Trevor Project end suicide rates of LGBTQ youth. You can visit thetrevorproject.org to find out more about this amazing organization. I didn't say it earlier, but we just passed $700 in total donations. That is crazy. Thank you all so much for your donations.
Yes, that is amazing. Thank you again, everybody that has helped donating to help support such an amazing cause. The minutes, this, essentially you are hearing Minmay, the character that won the onboard idol contest that they had while they were stuck in space. Because, of course, you know, having a civilian population on that one and it being a Japanese anime, they have to have an idol of some form. Don't worry, they actually have kept that trend for a lot of the stuff, and it's one of the franchises, at least for the Macross piece of it, that is well known for it and usually does a very good job with it. And show-wise, she is also Rick Hunter's girlfriend, who is one of the other characters here. Now, to give another bit of context with everything else going on here, when they learned that war was not just the only way, they learned it through things like music, as well as, you know, other stuff, you know, through just seeing culture, you know, like that war was not the only thing needed, as well as the fact of having a, hold on a minute, you'll see me avoid these upgrades here because they turn missiles into bombs for a little bit and it's not worth it. Let me hug there. But to finish what I'm saying, the way that they were able to infiltrate the ship was via shrinking down to normal human size. Do that there. But I did not take a large amount of damage there. You'll see me, though, pick this up because the giant explosions from this version of the missiles, despite not having the ability to home in, still is pretty good. And you'll see me fly there, take out the enemies there. And again, we want to fly up here, that one. But essentially, we are heading into that giant asteroid there. Well, asteroid-style ship to basically try and take it out. Right now, nope, don't take speed, take the actual strength, because that would help there. And now that we're leaving this with 3 lives, I can start playing a bit more riskier again. So we're gonna fly a little bit here. Normally I would want to have all 3 of the stats by now, but the game taketh away. As you can see clearly, it's like, because of the amount of movement I have to do, getting precisely where you need to go, especially in a horizontal style perspective, is a bit of a pain. I highly recommend everybody checking out the original version, which is very good. Well, you'll see me fly down here to take out an enemy ship an enemy turret that appears. Let me do that there, fly down here. Fire this there, because laser is actually very good here. Because it clears out lines of enemies. So you'll see me like move here to avoid that one. I haven't talked about the one thing, but unlike the ground, the fact that Guardian Mode can still take damage from the ceiling. Grabbed the wrong thing, so I want to waste that as fast as possible. Fun fact though, in the HD version, the walls here actually don't have as much of a hitbox, so you can actually shoot through them. That is horrible, but means I can actually pick that up as a bit of extra experience versus the standard version, the original GBA version. I want to position myself just so I can avoid that turning a bit, so I can slightly avoid damage. Want to position myself just so. By the way, the new enemies you're seeing on screen right now is a male power armor. Female ones are the other style, but the one that's currently on screen is a female version of it. Because, yes, this is try to have genders, as I've mentioned before with one of the kids, with them learning more about music. Max, who is one of the other characters, actually ends up marrying one of his, I guess you'd say rival, or basically the franchise in and of itself, at least for the Macross piece of it, is all about love, acceptance, and how war is not the only way, but even if you have to fight, like how other things can be, how best to put it, like, you know, it's not the only way, and things can be a lot better. Now, you'll see me hover up around here because it's hard to tell where exactly the ceiling is for that one there, because it still counts as having a ceiling, despite it not being there. Anyway, after Force of Arms, basically, the Zentradi that were against, you know, the new way of just, like, having war not be the only, you know, solution, like those that were still a bit war hungry, basically destroyed Earth, and this is boding well for the final battle here, which is the second to the last stage. But essentially they bombarded Earth, and second half of the series is all about picking up the pieces on that one, because there were survivors on both sides, you know, both good and bad, that one. But now we're just trying to fly towards the commander of the I guess they still technically call them renegades, but the ones that are not, you know, that are still like, hey, war, let's say warmongering, but more like just like how, you know, still trying to be more like they don't like that there's peace between the two species. I want to quickly avoid all that. And that means I can actually take the boost and use that to help clear out some of the enemies. I want to fly down low, fly a bit more precise. There. I want to fly to clear out some of the stuff and earn some extra EXP. Because I want to try to leave here with at least 2 lives. Normally I would be trying to get rid of those enemies a bit more, but I do not have the missiles to really go for that at present. I want to fly here. Hit them there, hold off the tiniest bit for the triple shot. Want to take out the power armor there. That there, get the actual increased missiles because of it helping out in this section here. With getting rid of a lot more of that, of the enemy fighter pods. Again, I highly recommend checking out both Robotech and its and the enemies that were used as a source material for it. In fact, I highly recommend the Macross franchise as well. But the other two shows, Supernatural Fortress, Hyper Cavalry, Southern Cross, is a hidden gem, especially with Genesis Chamber as well, because they're usually only remembered as being part of the Robotech franchise. Whereas all 3 of them were their own individual pieces. In fact, I forget what the 3rd show of the Super Dimensional Fortress trilogy was, which was not used in the with Robotech because it was very, very, very out there. Like, I don't want to use the term trippy, but even I haven't seen it, and it's one of those shows that, and now they'll start seeing we have to legitimately abuse those iframes. 4 lives should be good enough, provided I just don't take a death. Because we want to, because we're getting close to the end of the run. You see me want to take out the enemy there, avoid getting those bombs. Slowly hover down there, avoid the fire there. Eye there, missile there. Yeah. Come on, thank you, game. I want to definitely take out these as much as I can, as fast as I can. This is when I literally want to make sure I have enough lives to do this. Because we don't want to stop to have to manually take out these enemies. So it is just faster to tank the damage and with our lives to basically just get through it. And we've gotten through the fight, gotten through the mission here, so we're on to the final battle. Timing for the run ends just about on the end of the final boss, but I'll call that out soon enough. Final battle. You can see here, Ron, who is the leader of these party that were still militaristic. He just basically sends a ship to destroy the SDF-1 and SDF-2, which is essentially the ship that the second one they made. So you'll see me to this here. So, fun fact. Unlike the original version, which I want to pick that up, and also... So fun fact, this area in the HD version does not have a hitbox. So I can comfortably sit in the final boss's area and just start taking out and doing damage. So I only have 2 lives. I'm going to essentially go for a 2-cycle kill in a sense by using the basically using the giant laser attack and essentially take it like this. So the first cycle is done with that, so then I can just eat the avoid the missiles here. Pump out stuff. Make sure to blast out the stuff, because the missiles will kill me fast as anything, so I want to avoid things. I'm gonna fly down here. if I did not have the extra lives, I would be letting the, I would just be using the, other things for that. By the way, that's time in 3, 2, 1, time. So how was my time? Hopefully you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, GG. Oh, forgot I was muted there. Looks like a 39:01.
Nice. Despite having a few deaths on that one and a game over or two, it's like it is hard to get a perfect, run on that one. The idea of just survive, these type of runs, it is true, but it's also more of like enemy knowledge, knowing more precise movement, and for a lot of the other characters, like they all have their own different strategies. Like Max will have a lot more missiles, but you have to be a bit more, precise with movements. Rick is more of a balanced character for a lot of the stuff, and as I said, I highly recommend checking out the franchises that Robotech is based off of. Highly recommend if you're a fan of transferring mech. Check out Macross if you haven't already. But do have to say, with a lot of the other stuff, it's, the game is pretty simple to pick up and learn. Original versions on the Switch. The Aces version is on the Switch, and we also have leaderboards for the original as well as the HD version. And it's, as I said, I highly recommend it for being able to learn, the basics and trying out how, fun these types of runs can be.
Yeah, so any other closing remarks you'd like to make?
Just the, thank you all for having me. It's a pack on that one. Thanks again for, on that one. If you want to follow me on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/Mageius1. Definitely keep an eye to the marathon. I know we have a lot more things coming up. DJ, do you want to go over all the more exciting incentives going up?
Yeah, we got a couple of those, but we'll flip over to intermission for that. So stick around for that. All right, Speedromizer community, coming up next, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards by none other than DJ Fatso, this guy. So, because I can't do hosting duties and the run duties, I am passing it back over to Karasumar for the next run. Next voice that you will hear will be Karasumar. Stick around, we'll be right back.